radio, I speak it though. What's on your mind? It's deep though. We'll speak it though. We on the air. Just take it there, I'ma take it there. Hold up. Yeah, I talk about it, but I'm real about it. I speak on it, but don't catch feels about it. We can chop it up like it's nothing, baby.
What is going on, everybody? We are back here live here on the OT Radio Show with your boy OT, and we got a very, very good show for y'all today. Y'all, I have Mrs. Jones joining your boy here on the show. Now, let me just go ahead and say it. Her name is R.W. Jones, right? Now, when I got this message, I have a friend named R.W., and he got his own podcast. And when they reached out to me, I had to make sure that it really wasn't him. But when I found out that I have R.W. Jones, oh, let me tell you something, y'all. It's something different. It is something different. Because let me tell you something. She's known as the welfare escape artist, y'all. Now, when I found out I had her coming on the show, oh, it was totally different. Nothing against my man R.W. I love you to death. But man, oh man, when I had this sister come on, let me teach y'all. Let me, as my man R.W. say, let me learn something today. Because this is for everybody. Ladies, this is for you. Okay? She teaching low-income families how to protect and grow their income while receiving various social service benefits. Now, she giving y'all the game. The game is right here. And y'all getting it for free right now. Okay? Let me tell you something. As my man Joe say, yesterday's price is not today's price. Now I'm giving y'all free game. She giving it to y'all a little bit simple, a free game. Ladies, hey, the welfare escape artist is here. With your boy, OT, giving y'all a little game. Now, guess what? Our producer said she is here, live and direct. So, producers, bring the lady, Miss R.W. Jones, in. Because this is her show today. This is her show. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to relax and I'm going to ask a couple of questions. But this is her show because she's giving y'all something here. So, hello, Mrs. Jones. How are you feeling? Hey,
I'm feeling good after that introduction.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, when I found out I'm coming on, I was like, okay, right now, she's here. To all my people out there that talk about OT, you don't never talk about the ladies OT and give us a little game. You know, we got problems too, OT. Now I got the game here. Now I done gave my fellas the game. I gave my fellas some game about how to get, you know, some government contracts. Ladies, I'm about to give you the thing. The teacher is here. She's here. The welfare escapist.
How you doing tonight?
First of all, I am doing beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, first of all, thank you for joining me here on the show. I know you are very busy, and I am grateful that you are giving me the time now to have conversations with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
Well, let's just
what y'all want to know about? What we talking about today?
Right?
What we talking about today?
What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about you teaching people out there, the low-income families, how to use and protect their growth right now when it comes down to business-wise. And when it comes down to the future. So first, before we even get into that right there, we got to know where you're from and how you got started with this right here.
I know, that's right. Originally from Brooklyn. I'm originally from Brooklyn, born and raised in Brooklyn. Yes, Brooklyn, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Brownsville is where, a lot of my family lived in housing, pink housing, Tilden. I don't want to say Cypress, but Cypress, we just, all my family is from, those boroughs, from those, what they used to call project neighborhoods. And, you know, I was a product of that. Thank God my mom moved us out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we moved to Long Island. So I was in, what is it, Suffolk County, Amityville.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of time there. Then I went to North Carolina, spent some time out there, and now I'm here in DC. So that's where I'm at right now.
Wow. Well-rounded, well-rounded, very well-rounded. As I said, you went from the north to the south, back to the Midlands. I call it the Midlands. It's in between the south
Mhm.
and the north. So you're in the middle right now. So
I'm
thank
in the
you,
middle.
thank you. I just said Brooklyn representing. Yes, yes, Brooklyn is representing to the fullest right
Yes,
now.
that's right.
So, so let's go ahead and start diving into some things because you got this name. You're the welfare escape artist. How did this name come about?
I think after I probably released like the 100th mom out of the welfare system. And it was actually, I think, a Caucasian woman. She was like, you're really good at this. You should, you
Mm-hmm.
like this little, she's like a welfare escape artist. And I was like, you know what? That is actually a really good, I thought it was a cool name. So it just kind of stuck with me because
Mm-hmm.
the truth of the matter is, if
Mm-hmm.
anybody know anything about welfare, you can't really make too many moves without straight lying. You got to lie to the system, and you be thinking you
Facts.
getting over, um, but you don't. They getting over you 400
Mm-hmm.
times. And so when we
Mm-hmm.
don't report income and we doing this little hustle on the side, I just was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? I just was convicted. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to the system. If you are my provider, I'm not gonna lie and
Mm-hmm.
have this system take care of me. I said, because you're bigger than that. I could tell the truth and you could still provide. And lo and behold, I started to tell the truth and then
Mm-hmm.
found out that there was all of these loopholes that was there, but they weren't telling anybody about. And I remember, what was it? I was going to school and I used to get these really big, large refund checks. And the whole
Mm-hmm.
professors was giving me the game on how they get by and they make it, through school. And I was like, this only works for white people. This is not going to work for me.
Right.
But actually it worked for me, being able to, use this source of income that I got from school. And when I would call the caseworker and say, I got this money, and they were like, well, that's not income, so we can't count that. And when I learned of that, I was like, so you can't count none of these checks? And they were like, no. And I was a professional student for like 12 years specifically,
Wow.
because I learned that certain monies that you get from school, they don't count. Actually, none of the monies. If you are not work, you can actually, in some cases, I don't want to say hit the lottery, but if you're in public housing, if it's a one-time payment, like they don't count that. So you got to just find out how they are counting the word income. The word income is from wages worked. And so I
Mm-hmm.
was receiving grants and from TAP, Pell, student loans, scholarships, and all of those monies was sometimes $10,000 over the amount. Like my refunds were that amount.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, they're going to take it, but they didn't. They was like, you can actually keep it. We can't touch it. And that's when I learned that I can get this money, keep benefits, and they can never, because that's what they call the welfare cliff. That as soon as you get a job, they're going to
Yeah.
take you got 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
10 days to report your income, and then what happens? You're gonna lose your food stamps, you're gonna lose your
Yep.
child care, everything gonna go up, rent gonna go up, and then you working for like $2 an hour. Well, I started to teach women, like, how about you Let's find out what you're really good at. Let's find out and let you go to school, grow yourself out of poverty, open up a LLC, do a small business, legally expense out. And I
Mm-hmm.
ran those two, I don't want to say games, but those two pathways, education and entrepreneurship. And those were like my stilts, my ladders that helped me grow myself out of poverty legally without lying. Like they
Wow.
don't tell you that. Social services won't tell you that you can actually own a business. They won't even help you own a business. They don't tell you. They want you to just go work some wage, knowing good and well when you start working, you're gonna get penalized and you're gonna stop working. Like if
Right.
and I think the truth of I say to people all the time, if you are a social worker and you have gone to school, if you are a PhD, you got a master's degree in public administration, public policy. If you are working and you have not figured this game out by now, you might as well just go back to school, go quit, go do something else. Because at this point, this poverty game is like it's beneath me. It's beneath my intellect. Like we could get over this. This is institutional. This is systemic. This is not poverty. This is a game to keep people, at bay. And so we have this welfare tour. We was like, you know what? We don't want your crumbs. These little teeny crumbs that got people, taking Molly, barking like dogs for a little disability check. That ain't cool. Just for some
Mm-hmm.
little $700. So this system has taught us how to live so low. And we're like, we want welfare. How about we just get a fair distribution of how you guys even distribute the wealth, so we don't even have to live this low, because it's
Mm-hmm.
just it's destroying our families, it's destroying our communities, it's destroying us from the inside out. And so, it's not just welfare benefits. It's just because everybody's on welfare. If you think about it, if you think
Right.
about what welfare is, when the banks got the bailout shit, that hell, that's welfare.
So fair. Yeah.
But when they get it, it's like privilege. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's American way. But when we get it, it's all shame and degradation and all kind of, you should be like, go get a job. Like we was the job. We
What?
did all the job. Like we did all the jobs, your job, your job, your job. And then your wife's jobs. We had to do her jobs too. So we're not that. We're not a pathetic, lazy, weak people. But we
Mm-hmm.
have been kind of, what do you want to say, like beaten down.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
we've been trying to make our way forward. I seen you, I started looking at your stuff. I was like, here we are, genius all around, everywhere. Always trying to make our way forward. But
Mm-hmm.
always got somebody somewhere out there that just can't compete. And so they cheat.
Yep. But I am like, see, you didn't just gave me some game. I don't know about nobody else, but you just gave me some game, because a lot of time, like you say, see, these are things that they don't tell us, right? And when they do tell us, we love to keep it to ourselves because we don't want nobody knowing the game,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
great.
that's a as I call it, a selfish mentality that we do have. But then when you have people who do give you the game, we tend to don't listen because they are not the right color. Oh, did I
Mhm.
just say that out loud? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's a lot of people with knowledge like yourself, and if you're not a famous person that they know, and that could be any race, then nah, they don't know what they're talking about. But you do.
Mhm.
So because you just gave the game. Like I just thought, you know what I mean? Honestly, like when you hear it, like, hey, you gotta report your income. I don't like, damn. Like as soon as you get a job, it's over with. But then you just give a loophole that other people know about, that a lot of people don't know about, that's in the system.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that if I had to tell anybody, anyone, like any mom, find out, go to school for liberal arts until you figure it out. Just go to
Hmm.
school. You can increase your earning potential. Nobody wants to go to school just to go to school, but find out what you're passionate about. And the community colleges have all kind of programs. But when you get in there, I'm gonna tell you what the little white professor told me. She says, go into college, and she said, max out on your student loans. max out on your loans. And I said, well, how do you do that? You just tell them you want to max your loans, and they give you the biggest budget that the school can qualify you for. And once you get those budgets, your refunds become larger every semester. Tax-free money. You do got to pay some of the money back. Some is free, some is not free. You got to pay that money back. And even though I have a whole lot of student loans that I got to pay back, you got different programs. If you work for a nonprofit for 10 years, they can forgive it. If you work in a school, they can forgive it. But then still, it's a small payment to. I would rather be on the other side where I'm going to make these payments, but I'm making six figures versus not make any payments, and then I'm making 18,000. Like you is starving at $18,000 a year in America. Like how can you do that in America? And I think that go ahead.
Well, hold up. I'm not going to let you just bypass what you just said right there about loan forgiveness. Because one thing, if you work for a nonprofit for at least 10 years, they can forgive your loan. Ain't nobody say that to me. If I would have knew that.
Well, you can sign up. I know Obama did that. That was what he did. They and they're working on trying to make the whole student loan debt easier. But if you work in a nonprofit for 10 years, you got to be actively working. You cannot be in deferment or default or anything. But no, you can be in deferment, but not default. And they after 10 years, they will forgive your student loan. Just like if you worked in I want to say it's a Title IV school, where like a low income school, I believe like police, if you did police or fire, public service, there's a whole program, but I don't know why they're not, promoting that all over the place. But so I'm like, listen, I'll do it. And I always tell people, imagine if you could get a small business loan right now, little interest, and you don't have to pay it back as long as you're in school. If somebody said, just go to school, read, write, and you don't have to pay the money back as long as you're in school, you will get the money and never come out of school. And you get the money and you would just get your paper, get that degree, get that education, get those networks, those resources, find out what you're good at, master that. Because without it, you only as good as your network. You're only as good as the resources. You're only as good as the knowledge that you know. You can't use one to leverage the other. So you and your whole network in housing somewhere. Everybody stuck on a stoop drinking Colt 45. No, ma'am. I'll pass.
I'll pass. Wow. So, I mean, right now, like we spend like trillions of dollars trying to fight poverty, right? Every year. What do you feel are the fundamentals, like just the compound, like some of the missing and solving, trying to solve this problem of poverty?
Definitely. That's a good question. So one of the fundamentals is you got to support fathers. Poverty is a byproduct of at least poverty in America. This is the land of the home, the free, and the brave. So poverty in America is institutionalized. It's created. Okay. Poverty in Africa, now that's a different kind of poverty. That's different, but if you're going to talk about really doing something, you want to change poverty here in America, first support poor fathers. You got to stop incarcerating them. So we say educate, not incarcerate. Your incarceration system, which was your plan to make sure the white collar folks had jobs through legal, police, chief, judge, attorneys, bailiffs, correction officers, all of those, blue collar too. First support fathers, because there's a correlation between how long a mom stays on welfare based on the child support she received. So come on now, look at the moms on welfare and look at the dads. They don't pay no child support. And so if their fathers were supported and able to really support their children, have better relationships with their children and their parent partners, half of these moms will be off the system in half the time. And so you can't move 1 million moms off the welfare system without addressing the needs of fathers. So number one, of support fathers. Two, just make sure that when moms are in a self-sufficiency program, freeze their benefits. Freeze them for up to 5 years. Do a earned, what they call a income disallowance. Like when she's on for the first year, let her keep all her benefits. Maybe that second year, deduct about 50%. The third year, then deduct it for the whole percent across the board. So stop having a TANF, a SNAP, a Medicaid, a food, child care, housing, and Section 8. All y'all got different programs for calculating the same stupid, dumb little income. Ain't no income. So just use one formula across the board. Stop making it complicated. If it's a subsidy, then let it be a subsidy. Make it simple. Just like they don't tax the real wealthy and the rich, that should be something that, it's just what they choose to do. And I don't think we all want to face our facts that maybe we all have a part to play in the demise of our communities, because it's not rocket science. This is actually really, really simple. And I just gave you two. I could go on, but
listen, you can give me another one, because I mean, this is game right here. Like I'm a student of listening to game. Game is knowledge for me. So I am a student of it. And you giving me that right now, because there's a lot of things that I don't know,
absolutely. Same with me. You don't know, but we gotta share.
Yes. And I think that's one thing that we really don't address. Like a lot of times we don't address a lot of things that's in the community because it's not what they call gossip. So, but that's another entity. Game is game. So let's talk about. Listen, now I didn't heard you say it a couple of times. We don't want welfare. We want welfare. Can you explain that to our listeners? Could you say that a couple of times? Because I checked out a couple of your interviews you had, and I went online and I did a little bit of research, and I was like, wait a minute. She's saying this keyword all the time, and I love it. So can you explain what you mean when you say that?
Absolutely. So we don't want welfare. We don't want these pennies. We don't want these, little teeny pennies, that these entitlement programs you give to people on the bottom that keeps them poor. We want wealth fair. We want a fair distribution of America's wealth. We want the same latitude and leverage that you allow wealthy Americans to prosper offer. We want that same exact type of treatment. So for example, disability. When you're disabled, they give you maybe $700 something a month. And then they tell you you can never have more than $2,000 worth of assets in your account at any one time. And so you have people cannot live off of $700 a month. So what do? Start going into the dark market, black market. I got seniors who sell their Vicodin and all their little pills and all of that stuff. It's like people will do whatever they need to do to survive. But when the banks got the bailout, the banks got money and they had $2 billion in assets. Same money. It's coming from the same government, same taxpayers' dollars. It's just punitive when it comes to us, and it's more of a reward when it goes to privileged folks. And in the time when you're talking equity, I don't know what committee sits around and makes up these dang cliche words. But if you're going to talk about equity today, you're going to talk about the welfare movement. You're going to talk about making wealth fair for all Americans across the board, regardless of race, color, socioeconomic background. So for another thing, what we do, because Can I Live is a nonprofit that is actually spearheading this initiative. There's a law. Everybody knows what Section 8 is, but we don't know what Section 3 is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Have you heard of Section 3?
Message, because I've never heard of Section 3, okay? I heard of Section 8, but I've never heard of message. Message. Here it is. Let's talk about Section 3.
About it. Let's talk about it. We know about those vouchers and those handouts, but we do not know about the oldest federal law, the most powerful law in the country. You can Google Section 3 and see what comes up. You will see that wherever certain HUD monies is spent, to the greatest extent feasible, employment, training, and contracting opportunities are supposed to be afforded to low-income people. And this is not optional. It's a mandate. It's a federal mandate right now, and has been for the last 50 years. But No sanctions for the developers that come into our communities, develop with the HUD monies and don't hire our people. And on the other hand, sometimes our people ain't even qualified for half of the jobs. But even when they are qualified, they still don't hire us. Somebody said the system is fundamentally flawed. So when we say WEALTHFair, how about just follow Section 3? How about just enforce it? That would be welfare enough, because it's like $19 billion right now. I promise you, I'm not making this stuff up. It's 16 million in weekly wages that are afforded to low-income residents in America. It don't matter if you're in a shelter, if you're in housing, if you're in Section 8, you're in 10, if you low income in your city gets money from HUD. Your city should be responsible for Section 3. And I promise you, when you go and pull those stats and pull those numbers, it's zero. They don't employ, they don't train, and they sure as hell not contracting with low-income people. So if your asses is broke, it's because they holding up the money. They got about 18 billion that they're holding up that we on this welfare tour are going to go out and find. And so we're on a scavenger hunt. We want to find out, you know what? You're not going to do another workshop talking about access to capital. No, we're just going to go find the capital because we know where it is. It's where HUD spends its money. And so when Dr. King was assassinated, they put into play this law, not because he was assassinated. They was actually trying to do it before he was assassinated. But I believe it's Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't trying to hear it at the time. But then when King got assassinated, he was like, all right, let's go put it into play. But they had no intentions on ever actualizing the spirit of that law. So they make it so complicated where housing authorities don't even know what to do. And developers, they come in and play these games. And what we doing? We got the audacity to be in these communities doing something else. When we bring the RV van out, they like, you giving blood? Can I give my blood? Can you? I'm like, fool, we ain't giving no blood. You can't get no blood. I ain't paying you you help me with the voucher. Somebody help me with the voucher. Like, everybody, we are just looking for this like handout. And we're like, I don't even know. I mean, no, we're going to come up with the handout. And so we got a few, conferences we're doing, the ultimate come up. We're going to show you how to get the money, how to go after these contracts, how to hold these housing authorities accountable, how to hold these cities accountable. How do you set yourself up to get access to these funds that has your name on it? And that's where, that's what we're doing, because what you going to do? Keep asking for it? They're not going to give it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. See,
you got to research that, OT. You got to go up and look at Section 3, because as a small business owner yourself, even though they might, let me tell you, like you are a media person, right? Where you live at?
I live in Philly.
Philly, right. So Philly got mad money from the city. And even though most of this money is supposed to be going towards like housing development and stuff like that, hey, Al Official, housing and stuff like that, you could be used as a straight marketing tool. You could be using this as they could use you to come in and just do straight broadcast media marketing, especially when there's a redevelopment project coming into Philly. They could use OT's show as the show to be able to bring in these consultations, because these developments are what they call it redeveloping. So Philly private, like public housing is privatizing. And so now private developers are coming in, but they can't develop without residents being informed. OT show the OT could have a contract informing all the residents on how this thing is supposed to be, because ain't nobody necessarily going down to the housing authority listening to they need somebody who know how to break it down in a layman's term sense. They're not always going to drive down to the housing authority and listen to all of the developers in their suits and briefcases talk about some arduous redevelopment plans. They might want to come to you and say, listen, OT, what's the goods? You're going to be like, listen, this is really what's going down. And these are the questions you really need to ask. But I mean, I know how I can make anything a contract legally. So, but that's where, but if you don't know that, you can say, well, what about your resident consultation? How are you out here getting resident support? How are you communicating with residents? I can actually do that and get a contract from the city, being able to be that media for low-income residents as it pertains to redevelopment. So you know, you don't only have to be doing construction.
Right. Wow. Message right there, y'all. Don't be trying to listen. Listen, y'all. Don't be trying to get it. Don't be trying to get it right now. Cause I'm getting all that. She just gave me some game. I know y'all ain't got your game, but any city near y'all, you know what I mean? You know, this is something to talk about, you know, because a lot of people don't know. Like, I'm still sitting here amazed. I never even knew they even had a Section 3 because all you hear is Section 8 through your lifetime. Section 8. Section 8. Go ahead and get that rent for $15 a month. Section 8. They give you a voucher for $1,200 to go find a house for a month. Section 8. Now you're talking about Section 3. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute.
Write down
information. Wait a minute.
Listen, but did you know that you could take your voucher and instead of HUD paying your landlord, they will pay your mortgage for 15 years. You can own a house using your voucher. Go get it. Go ahead. Fall out.
Message. There go another message for y'all. There go another message. What? Are you kidding? See, are you kidding me right now? So
come on now. I'm not kidding. I ain't come all the way over to the OT show to play with you. Why we don't know about that? Why banks ain't writing those kind of contracts? How come all these landlords that don't even want to be landlords, let's make that plain, there is not even enough Section 8 landlords in the whole galaxy, but they will make sure you could take your own voucher and purchase your own home. But where that at? Now they are doing that in some places, but not enough. We not ready. We not ready, y'all. We're not ready.
This is game, y'all. This is free game right here.
He was throwing papers.
Wow. Listen, I'm tore up right now. Because Section 3. Right? Look. All y'all people out there that got all these loans, y'all could work for a nonprofit for 10 years and be forgiven. Like,
well, student loans.
Oh, student loan. My fault. Student loan. Student loan. You could work for a nonprofit and be forgiven. Hello, everybody. Good morning, everybody. A good afternoon or wherever you at. And good night if you over across seas. And then you just hit me with this one?
Yeah,
you could take your voucher? Yes.
Bang.
Yes.
I'm coming with it.
Matter of fact, every single time, I'm going to say this to you right here. Every single time you give a message, pull that gobble out.
Okay. I got the gavel.
Yes. Wow. And you could take your voucher, y'all.
Listen, you can't even go into the banks. When we talk about welfare, you can't even go into the banks and ask them if they even write the Section 8 home ownership transactions. There's some housing authorities that won't even offer the home ownership program. So come on, what we talk about? Like, we talk about welfare. Let's get this party going. Let's get these transactions going out here. You got a lot of, like, I know Raleigh Housing Authority, poor Raleigh Housing Authority, if you live in Raleigh Housing Authority, you just can't go nowhere because they don't offer you no programs. It should be illegal for a housing authority to not offer these programs, and it costs nothing. It costs nothing for the housing authority to offer it. It's just choice. They just choose not to offer it. So we're going to keep giving the money to the landlord, and the landlords don't always look like us. But where the banks that's going to write these transactions? That sounds like discrimination. That sounds like redlining. That sounds like the same buffoonery that they was up to back in the day. When we talk about welfare, it was up to when blacks move in your neighborhood, your properties go down. Well, if they wanted to keep us out of the daggone market, they sure enough knew how back then, and they doing it again still. Message.
Hit that gavel.
Message.
Wow. Listen, matter of fact, you know,
you're not ready, OT. You're not ready for me.
Listen,
you're not ready. I got more. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Listen, she said, "Wow, this is a game changer. This is a game changing information right here."
You never know. You never know. No. I got another one coming down. I bet you didn't know. I bet you didn't know, you guys. If y'all live in public housing, did you know that you can actually manage your own public housing site through the Resident Management Corporation?
Message. Hit that gavel.
Wait. Message. Wait. And with the new redevelopment and the RAD, did you even know that you can have an equity stake of the deal? Meaning, instead of you walking away with a brand new countertop and stove, which is all they're gonna tell you, you and your whole resident council can come together and get at least 25% of the equity deal. So when that development project is complete and that community is now profiting millions, you get a percentage of that as your resident council. Did you fall out the chair? So the money is there. The money is there. And this is how they clear their conscience. They clear their conscience by making you believe you in bondage, giving you the tools to get out, but they have no intentions on practicing the tools in real life. But it's like telling you, hey, I'm going to open this window for you and you can jump out at any time. You can leave if you want at any time. But knowing good and well when you get to that window to leave, which you really can leave, they don't plan to come and save you if you plan to jump. So just make sure if you're going to jump, have a parachute, have a ladder, have your friends and them down there. We got the money is there. It's so much power. But it's like when they say you so broke you can't pay attention. I mean, that's a real thing. And so we're just out here trying to say, well, hey, wait a minute. Somebody needs to know about this.
Yes.
We need to know about this. Somebody got to start telling people about this. Like, No. You're not going to just hold up all the money. Y'all got all the bag, the whole damn bag. And so your kids get to go to private school. Your kids get to have, student exchanges. But my kids got to stay in these little deplorable public schools over here in the city. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So at the end of the day, whose fault is it? Can we continue to blame the system? Can we continue to blame white folks? Can we continue to blame it when it's right in our face, is right here? Yep. Everything I'm telling you, I promise you could go and search it and Google it. You go to canilive.org too, but you could Google it and you could see this stuff. And you might say, you might be mad that stuff exists. And just because you read it, don't mean you know how to put it into practice or apply what you're reading. And that's where, our programs come in. We teach you and how to apply what it is that, what does this look like? What does Section 3 look like for your business, OT? Just like I just kind of pulled that out.
Wow. Shit. Excuse my language. Shit. I am like sitting here like game right here and I'm stuttering because I am like, wow. These are things that I didn't even know. Like, I'm be honest with people. Like, I didn't know because I was so trained to think of just Section 8. Train. Section 8. Hey, back in the day, how me and my homie said, get a girl in Section 8. You know what I mean? Go ahead and pay her whole rent for a whole year. Right? But now, but you just said something else that I think blew over people's heads. Get a group together, right? And like you said, 25% of the development. So instead of going for new countertops, y'all, get a council together.
Get a council.
Things that they don't tell us. Information that is there.
Yes.
But we can't find it.
But you got to know. And I think it's important for us to know why you can't find it. I think it's important to know if we knew how just like slaves back in the day, we were like property, we were a commodity. The people's wealth would determine how many slaves they had. That game has not changed. So back in the day, this stuff I'm telling you is like two decades old. People already have done it, and they've done it well. They were Bertha Gilkey, Kimmy Gray, Mildred Harvey, all of these moms that lived in public housing. They got together and they started to run their own communities. They got together, they started to manage their own communities. They call them resident management corporation. But you want to know something? What they started to do was so effective that it started to drain the local police station. Rents was collected on time. Self-sufficiency was there. Why? Because they managed their own property. So when homeboy come in with the nonsense, they like, no, you the drug dealer. Get up out of here. You're not coming here. You and your mama, all y'all trifling. Get out of here. They started to man and control their own communities. And because they started to do that, there was no more drugs. There was no more crime. People started to work. Why? Because they working, filling the jobs on the housing. They were janitors. They were property managers. They was doing all of these things. And when the local police department started to dry out without enough crime, and they had to start laying off police officers, and then without your crime, just follow what a criminal does to how many mouths does a criminal feed in the criminal justice system. And when they found that they were going to be losing money, they said, we got to stop this right now. Don't support it. Stop supporting them. And that was the decline of the support. That's why you haven't heard it. Section 3, all of that is in the same vein. So you never heard it because it is not for their advantage for us to have this information. We feed the system.
They messed up now. They messed up big time now because you on here. You got your own going on.
Yes.
Message. Listen, y'all. I mean, woo.
Oh yeah, no, it's a different day. They'll be like, it's a new sheriff in town. It's a different day. We bringing that. We bringing that heat. The truth of the matter is, though, but everybody's so zonked out, drugged out, all kind of conked out. They ain't even gonna be able to really take it. But people like that they will. They will. There's a few of us out here that can actually take this thing to the next level, and we will. They might have got away with most of the bag, but they're not gonna get the whole entire bag.
Let's talk about it. Preach. Message. Hit that gobble. Message.
It's like a living color. He be like, "Who say scrambled egg? Pick it up." And then he can that always listen to somebody's conversation wrong. Pick it up. Yes, like we coming with it. We need more. I need more OTs. I need more. We need to like put this out there. I saw somebody was in the chat. She was like, "I'm ready. I'm ready to learn."
Yes. Go ahead. Let's make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all follow her. Like y'all jumping on the chats. I love it. But make sure y'all follow.
Show me. I'm ready to learn. Troya Bishop. I have never heard of Section 3. Wow. Yeah. Ali's like game. Come on now. Why we ain't heard of Section 3? 16 million in weekly wages. I got all the reports. You go to canilive.org. Go under what we do. Look at Section 3. Go all the way to the bottom under the FAQs. You're going to read the reports. I highlighted the pages. Like, just go to page 5. Like, can you put something in the chat? No. Because I will surely just put the report and
listen. What do you want us to put in the chat right now? Because we'll put it in the chat right now.
I'm put it in the chat right now. So here we go. It's canilive.org/section 3. Let's see. How do I chat? Here it go. I just put that up there. That right there. If you scroll all the way down, let me see where my HUD's regulatory impact statement. Yes. All the way at the bottom. Let me give you this. Y'all can read this for yourself. Reading is fundamental.
Yes, it is.
And on page 5, it says, given that approximately 40% of HUD's current overall budget, or $18.9 billion, is covered by Section 3, increased compliance will have a significant impact. By ensuring that HUD-funded employment opportunities are meaningful, this proposed rule could result in more than 16 million in weekly wages for Section 3 residents. I mean, this is from HUD themselves. This ain't me. I'm not making this stuff up. But who
Listen,
reads
y'all, we cutting that
regulatory
link up
impact
there.
analysis? Like this stuff is like if you want to
Listen,
really, yeah, like come on. And then there's a
we putting
way.
these links
So
up.
yeah, put the links up, please.
Yes, we are.
Because
We are putting up the
we
links.
should be out here like ready. Because here's the deal. They how do you say how many moms live in public housing, Section 8, whose sons is in jail right now, who's lost their
Mm,
children to violence right now, whose worlds could have been changed had they had an opportunity. Jesus,
mm,
message.
mm. Message.
I feel collateral damage coming on.
Mm.
I feel collateral
Message.
damage. This is collateral damage. Oh no, this is intentional. This fight against black and brown people, this fight is intentional
I,
against
I'm,
us.
I'm I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, people. We are right now. You know, I am sitting here with Miss R.W. Jones. She's sitting here and she are giving us game. You know, her nickname, the Welfare Escape Artist. But I'm going to say something else. She's more than that. Okay, she has given us knowledge about certain things, and I'm going to tell y'all better take heed to this because I am. You know, she didn't gave me some game that I never even knew about. You know, I know everybody want to go off on a Section 3 thing, but I'm going to tell you something. She didn't gave up a couple of more games than that. You know, student debt. She didn't gave us a couple of games on student debt. How y'all be like, oh, I need somebody to forgive my debt. Oh, I need somebody to help me out. She didn't gave two things you could do. She gave it to y'all. So all y'all folks are like, oh, I don't like working for free. I bet you work for free to get that debt off your goddamn credit. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Because I would have knew that a long time ago. Let me tell you something. I would have been very happy, you
Right.
know, to get that debt off my back. Even though they
I
don't
mean
lie when they say it took
that debt
about
is
20
real.
years. Yeah,
That
yeah.
debt is real.
That debt stopped you from getting a lot of things too.
Yeah, and it messes up your credit. It's
Yes.
yeah, and then, I mean the credit game is that's a whole nother game. I can't even get into the credit game. But if
Mm,
anything, you guys out there, just press in, trust and believe. We perish because of lack of knowledge. A poor man's field will yield many crops, but injustice sweeps it away. We got to understand
mm.
we got an enemy out here. And as long as you know who the enemy is, then you'll learn how he works or she works, how it works. And then you'll be more wise as to when you see it, because right now everybody's just trying to get money.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true.
Everybody
So
just want to get money.
let's talk about that a little bit because I need you to stretch your stuff right now. I need you to go ahead and talk about because how many moms have you gotten off of welfare so far? Talk about it.
The last time I counted, and I lost count after about 600. I lost count, and then only because I was doing it on my own. I wasn't thinking about an initiative. I was just doing it because I was just trying to help. And it wasn't
Mhm.
until they just started coming in from everywhere. Like, I heard that you can help me do this and that. And then I was just doing it. And I was like, and I told another white woman, the white women be helping me. I was like, I just want to move. Like, I just want to move 1 million. I was like, I think I could move 1 million moms towards self-sufficiency. She was like,
Mhm.
that's too long. She was like, that's just too much. She said, just get them off welfare. And I was like,
Mm,
you know what? 1 million moms off welfare. I was like, I could do that. And so
mhm,
then we started to formalize it. And then now we're in the process of counting it just now. So I've been doing the work for since what, 2009.
mhm.
And so you got like almost what, 15 years. Hey
Wow.
Chase, you got 15 years of doing the work. So I wasn't really counting it I wasn't counting it like that. But I know over the years and the crowds of people we've done in conferences and enrolled thousands of people into schools,
Mhm,
like that thing is a thing. I got courses out there that people take to help them get into these pathways. And so at this point, we had to hire a whole team to bring on Salesforce because we were like missing even our own money, grant money, because we couldn't count. We
mhm.
couldn't really articulate how many and how much. And so we had to pay for some team to put on this thing called Salesforce. So now we can count it. So it's kind of sort of like I got to start from one,
Right.
but whatever. I
Right.
mean,
Exactly.
at least
I
as
mean,
if I start from one, I'm gonna start from a proven formula that have already worked hundreds of moms before
facts.
versus, so that's fine too. That's fine too. So
Wow.
we need all the help that we could get, because it's not what you do, it's how you do it. We're using the right tools in the wrong way at the wrong
Hmm.
times. And so for
Hmm.
everybody out there, if you are on public assistance, you can own a business. And if you live in housing, you can own a business, and they cannot go up on your rent, because so when you go and get a job, I'm about another message about to come. Let me get the thing. When you
Yeah.
go and
No
get a
problem.
job, you got 10 days to report your income. But when you go open up a small business, they cannot go based on your income. Why? Because you don't have no income. Nobody just makes money just like that when you first open up a business. So they gotta wait till you file your taxes, and then they're gonna ask you for your Schedule C, and you're gonna legally expense out. Legally. That means your business made 100,000. But after you pay for all this stuff, look at OT stuff. He got headphones, he got microphone, he got
Yeah.
background, he got live stream, he got marketing, he got website, he got insurance, he got all these things. He got a producer. He got by the time when you legally expense him out from accountings to legal and all of that stuff, he may have made $25,000.
Mm.
And guess what? Then the housing authority or the Section 8 or the subsidized housing people, they can't go off the 100,000. They got to go off the 25,000, and then
Yep.
they base your income off of that. And so, if you don't own a small business, you not getting out of welfare with no 8 kids working at Bojangles. I'm gonna
Mm.
tell you right now, you're gonna be broke forever.
Mm.
Mm,
Message.
that's it.
Message. Boy, when I tell you today, whoo, woo, man. Listen, y'all.
You are funny.
Listen, she dropping that game. Excuse me, but you are dropping the game.
Chase know about it.
Listen.
Troy is like, yes, that was excellent. Troy must own a small business. Like, ain't no,
That's
listen,
what
I'm not coming off of welfare until I got a 6-figure income. Listen, what? I'm going to buy real estate property. You buy the real estate property in your business name, still live in housing. But we be doing it
right.
wrong. We be getting a BMW. We be getting all
Mm.
of this and then be on fraud
Mm.
for no
Mm.
reason. No, ma'am.
Mm.
I'm not going to be on fraud. I'm going to
Mm.
legally show you just how they do it. We going to do it. Don't you dare get rid of your benefits, and don't you dare feel ashamed of it. This is you deserve benefits for the rest of your life with all of the hell that they done put our forefathers and our ancestors through. You deserve welfare benefits forever. You deserve free healthcare, free housing. You deserve it all. So don't you feel ashamed. You better get those benefits, and you better but shame on you if you get it and you stay there.
Mm.
Shame on you, you
Mm.
get it and you don't do nothing with it. You and your kids walk around can't even read. Shame on you if that's the case. You better cut it out. You better somebody paying your whole entire rent and you still
Right.
can't read. Get out of
Listen,
here. Get out
woo.
of here. No, ma'am. You should
They
be
are,
reading the whole law library because you ain't got nothing else to do. Get
they
on your
are,
whole entire good foot. Go read, go write, go learn how they doing this. Go get on some boards and commissions. Come on
mm-hmm.
now. That's where the game is really going down, is in these boards. But we so busy stressed. I was like, no.
Talk,
If I
talk,
if I if
talk,
I if I
talk,
get the
talk.
money, if I'm deserving of not deserving, if I'm eligible, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the money. Why?
Right.
And here's the thing I love about white folks, the way they just think. They're like, yes, that's the government. The money is ours. That's how you could scale a whole daggone Capitol building, because you ain't concerned with the law. You are the law.
Listen,
But we so
mm.
scared. We can't do this. We can't do that.
But
Y'all done been
I mean,
lied
look,
to.
folks, listen, ladies, she didn't give the 411. But see, let me go ahead and say this. She didn't give all of it out, though. Because if you want all of it, you're going to have to come see her. You're going to have to come see her.
Yeah.
You're going to have to join that program. Because I'm going to tell you something. We gave you a sneak peek. You know how they gave that little sneak peek back in the day? You only got that little small little 1 minute thing. And you like, oh, this song is hot. Then you go like, yo, I got to buy the album. This is what it is right here. We gave you that little snippet. And now you got to go buy the album. And you better buy the album. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you think this little snippet got you out of your couch or got you looking at the screen and got you clicking on these links that we've been put up, or wait till you get the full wait till you get that. Then you really going to be like, thank you. Thank you. That's what you're going to say.
Who's that? We've loosed we got a guy who went and opened up his ice cream shop here in DC. We've probably launched 100 small businesses, granted almost 600,000 in contracts. Like, we do business with Res. Like, if you low income and you got a skill and you ain't, low the bar, ain't crazy intentionally, we will give you a contract. Like, we will work with you, and so, like, we putting our money where our mouth is. We're not just talking about it, but our businesses are out there. There's some of them still working on it, but some of them are doing really well. Some of them are doing amazing. We got amazing businesses that have launched in our incubator called the Resident Owned Business Incubator. And so we're excited about that, and then finding the money to pay for it, because it's not free. It's not free at all. But the local housing authorities, the local social services, local workforce development, local, programs, they should be able to pay for these programs. But you got to find and you got to press them for it. Yeah. But we got the goods. I see some of our we got a great team. That's all I can say. Is our team have been there, done that. So we were in the system. So if there's nothing else, we know how to navigate this system. And that's what we need. We need somebody to teach you, just like the Underground Railroad, OT.
Yes.
Like, you knew like some people you knew not to go south. You had to go follow the North Star. Then you had to go in these series of, channels and stuff. It's just like that. It's just like that. If everybody could be free, that everybody would have just been doing their own thing, not just Harriet. But she found a way. She found a way. And it's the same thing here. We found a way, a legal way. And we just got, y'all just got to know y'all still, what did she say? She would have freed more had they known they were slaves. You got to know we slaves.
Wow.
But you could be free. If you want to be free, let's go. We got that freedom train going on.
I'll tell you this, y'all. I was going to ask this other question, but she already summed it up for me. What kind of advice can you give young girls or guys? She done summed it up for me. I don't even need to ask that question because you summed it up right there.
Let me see. I'm trying to figure out. No, I have something specific for young girls and guys. I have actually. If you go to let me put my website up here. The Billionaire. A Brilliant Millionaire in the Making. So I got 2 books. The first book is Get Your Hands Off My Butt. That is the hands-on guide to avoiding the welfare trap, the welfare system. So that's up there. Actually, let me put it up here really. Actually, you're gonna see it. So this is a guide this book is actually for young teenage moms, for young adults, mom or no mom. Learn how to just keep your eyes focused, because if you out there having sex, you're going to get pregnant. I was pregnant every day for 4 years. I have 4 kids back to back, 3 different fathers. So I know. I'm going to show you how to, because if I can show you and help you never to get into that welfare system, I can help you never to become poor. I can help you with your mindset to not become poor. Then I got to get your hands out my pocket. That's for our men. That's the hands-on guide to avoiding the child support system. I'm going to show you, like, if I can help you not have a baby, I can help you avoid the child support system. I'm going to help you avoid the criminal justice system. I'm going to teach you guys, even if you have a child, but I'm going to teach you how to build better relationships with your father, with the parents, how to become higher income earners. I'm going to teach you, because she got the welfare system on her side and you don't. Okay, Troya. She said she signed up. They got the welfare system on our side. Yeah.
Thank you, Toya, because I had Toya on the show. Toya Toya do very big things. Toya got 2 books out and that I love so much. One of them,
Come on, Toya. What's your
but
businesses?
Toya, go ahead and put it out there, Miss Toya. Toya, go ahead and put it out there. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen. She have 2 books. One of the books is actually like a surviving divorce, and it's actually a good book. And the second, and that's the second book. And the first book, um, little controversy here and there. You know what I mean? But I love the book.
What's
Men
it
need,
called?
head and yeah, yeah, yeah. Miss Toya, go
What's it
ahead and
called?
put that out there, Miss Toya. Miss Toya, go ahead and put that out there, cause men need head. That's what-
Let's see. What
so
he
Miss
told
Toya,
Troy? Is it Toya or
oh
Troya?
Toya, go ahead and put it out there for us. Go ahead and type it in there, cause that's why she's smiling a little bit. Go ahead and type it in there. But yeah, but she's. I mean, you can go back and you can look at some of the YouTube.
Oh, I
Cause I
did
have
see her on your show. I
yeah,
did watch her
yeah,
about the
yeah.
intimacy.
I
Yeah.
yes, loved her, loved her,
Okay.
loved
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah.
She do major big things. So yeah, yeah. Thank you, Miss Toya. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, she
But
got 2 businesses.
there
I
go your
saw that.
website right there.
You got this thing going on. You got
going
this
above
whole
me right
stream
there.
on. Yeah, y'all need to be in the production business. Y'all produce other stuff because I promise you, I paid for StreamYard for a whole year, could never get to use it because it was just a lot. Look at you, y'all fancy over
Listen. I
there.
had look. Listen, you put it up there. We're gonna go ahead and have it strolling across the screen like it's ESPN going on over here.
I mean,
Yes,
I'm saying
indeed. Yes, indeed.
that looks so cool. I love it.
Well,
Very
listen. Go
professional.
ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at on all social media platforms. Your website is already up, so they already know there's a website, y'all. Y'all looking at it. But go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at on social media. Because you got a lot of
Okay,
things
so
going on. So go ahead and yeah.
on IG, you got me at the dot billionaire. I could put that in the chat for
Mhm.
you. The dot billionaire, and that's my name on pretty much all of my Instagram. It's gonna be the billionaire, the dot billionaire, um, and that's how you
Mhm.
can find me. If you go to thebillionaire.com, you can go down to my social media pages and see, what we got going on. I'm excited. I'm so excited, you
Listen, I'm
guys.
excited for you. Thank you. Thank first of all, thank you so much because you didn't broke down some stuff right here. Like I said, message. They didn't live color. Message. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of messages today. We didn't had a
Yeah,
lot of messages today, and
yes, man, yes,
y'all better
sir.
take heed to this. And I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again. Y'all have to take heed to it. Right now, her Instagram is going to be popping up. They said the Instagram will be popping up, and there it is. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and find her on all social media, especially on Instagram. Go ahead, like her, follow her. You understand what I'm saying? Because let me say this right. Because a lot of people out here are searching for followers, right? So people
Hmm.
feel like that they are not big because they don't have a lot of followers. I was once told this a long time ago. It's not about all the followers you have. It's about the followers that you do have that are consistent. Because one follower could shoot out a message to thousands of people. More than
Right.
that, thousands of people a follower.
Yeah.
Understand that. So when you
Yeah.
get into the realm of, oh, he don't have a lot of followers, be very careful because the followers that person
Yeah.
do have could reach more people than you think that they can't reach. And that is word.
People be
And I'm
buying
gonna say
followers
that
nowadays. Like that's not even real
yes,
no more. You can
yes,
buy 1 million followers. You could
yes.
just buy it. Like you
Like
can buy
and
followers.
and that's my thing. I be sitting back like, wow, like everybody was like, oh my God, you got 3,000 followers. I just congratulated all my 3,000 followers. Like, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Right.
Y'all the best. right?
That's
Because
right.
they are the best. And now I gained a couple of more followers. Now I'm like 4,000. Thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all because that's my whole
Yeah.
thing right now. Like I'm just happy to be bringing information to y'all to give y'all the insight. And I'm gonna tell you, this
Absolutely.
insight is it's good. This insight is absolutely good.
Yeah, I'm about to follow you too. Look at that.
Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. For
Listen,
everybody
you
who was
got three
listening.
more thousand followers than me. I need more followers, but we're about to get a
So
million miles over. So I think we got room.
see, let me say this to you, right? You have more followers than everybody. Just because it don't show up on paper, but I say this: the world, the group, the people know, and that's the main thing.
True.
Because
That's
there's a lot
true.
of people that's not on social media,
That's true
right?
too.
But
Very much so.
the people know. So when you
True.
walk down that street, they be like, "Hey, there she go." Yeah,
Yeah.
huh? You be looking at it like, "Oh, me?" Oh, and the person next to you might got a whole bunch of followers, be looking like, "Well, who the hell is she?"
Right. That's true.
Oh,
That's very true.
the
I mean, we've
community
been
know.
doing it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
They know. They know.
yeah.
We've been doing it for a long time, so that's true.
So I would say thank you. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, talking with me, giving me game, giving me a whole
Amen.
lot of game, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome to the
Yes.
family. I always say this: welcome to the family.
Right.
You know. So now you are part of the family. So now we always say
Mhm.
this: you need anything, do anything. We here, interviews. We here. We'll talk to your publicist. Once a want to talk to your publicist, we would definitely talk to your publishers. Talk to her, get you on. Oh, let's talk about the tour because you're doing a tour now. Before we go, let's talk about the tour. Where can people find you at on the tour, and when is the tour going to start?
Yeah. So go to the welfare tour. I put the tour in the chat. The welfare tour is right now in next month. We're going to Texas. We're going to be out there for about 3 months, doing about 6 conferences out there. Then we're coming back
Mm-hmm,
to I want to say Connecticut, Ohio, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then Florida. So those are our cities and states this year. There's a schedule on the welfare tour. You can also opt into
mm-hmm,
our community by texting. There's a number that you send a text to. I should know the number by heart, but at least come into the community. If you go to the welfare tour, you can see the cities and states where we're going to be and all those details. If you see us in your city and state, register. If you having problems finding the entity to register you for the conference, let us know. Email us. We'll see about potentially getting you a scholarship. I believe in value. I believe you value what you pay for, and people don't value free stuff,
mm-hmm,
and it costs me everything to
mm-hmm,
get this stuff to you. So you definitely gonna you're
mm-hmm,
gonna pay something. You probably,
mm-hmm.
even if you pay a little bit, it's gonna be worth everything you got. I mean, seriously.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yes,
at least
indeed.
follow the tour, share it, follow us on Instagram. Text to 202. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You could join our community, stay up to date. Let's see, join the community, and that's by texting
Thank you.
202 918
Thank you,
4947.
Miss T. Thank you, Miss T. Miss T with Dr. LC. Thank you. Appreciate you for just subscribing. I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Definitely
T
appreciate
with
it.
Dr.
Okay.
LC. Got it. Hey, Latoya. Oh, the second is on the answers to intimacy. Yeah, I was listening to her podcast, so I'm definitely going. I mean, that was. I mean, she was breaking it down for sure. I was like,
Yes, she
true.
was. Yes,
True.
she was.
I was like, true. I was like, okay, she coming with it for real. She wasn't playing. She wasn't playing.
Yes,
Like it
she
was for
was.
real, serious, deep.
Listen.
It was good.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Listen, I had to listen. I actually got two books because I was like, listen, ladies, you better go ahead and listen to this. But she broke it down on the whole natural term. Like I'm like, yo, this book right here is very insight. But if you read the book, it's it's tend to the relationship for as man and woman and things that we need to do too. And like I
True.
tell people, just because that title, see, that title will get you. That title will get you. But when
It
you read
is.
that book, it's something totally different now. So it's something totally different. But it do, I mean, that book is real. So we're gonna go ahead and put this up on the screen. Our producer is gonna put this up on the screen right
I
here.
like it.
Join,
Yeah.
yep, join the community right there. So listen, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and do this. Make sure y'all go ahead and do this.
I
I sure
like
you
it.
know I
I'm gonna
already gave
actually
the
get it.
tour.
I surely will.
So
I'm gonna buy her
we
book,
gotta
get her book. Come on now. Come on, OT. You pushing out the stars right now.
I'm trying. But I'm just happy. I'm just happy. And like I always tell people, I'm happy because the guests that I do have are all like real guests. Like, yes, we talk about it and we get
Mm.
in depth in it. And that's what I love about, my guests that I have. And people might be like, oh, well, you don't stick to one genre. No, I don't. Because we got guests of all shapes and sizes and forms, and they doing big things. And right
Mm.
here is one of the big things. Like, come on now. I tell people, like, I'm trying to give y'all community. Y'all want some insight in the community? Well, here it is. I'm giving it
True.
to y'all. I'm giving
True.
it to y'all right now. I'm giving y'all snippets of it. And people just not getting it. But the people who are getting it, I love them for them because they're taking it. Just like I had on this guy, uh,
Well,
Jason
Harry,
White.
where you at? I can't see you.
Oh. Producers, bring me in because the floor was yours for a second. I'm steady
Oh,
talking, doing hand motions, and they
where you
and
at?
she put up a finger like, you're not even on. So here I am. Here I am. So I had a person on named Jason White, and he came on. He talked about how to get government grants because people wanted to know that, and how he
Mm-hmm.
subcontract them out into different states, and he not even in these states. He gave us game, and I'm sitting
Okay.
back like, this,
What's
this is
his
the
name?
community
Jason?
show. Yes, Jason White. You can actually see him. He actually is on one of my shows too. So if
Okay.
you
I'll
scroll
look him
through,
up.
you'll see him on there. And yeah, call him Federal Code because he gave you game and let you know
Federal.
about certain contracts that was going on. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm game. I'm trying to give him game. So spread the word. I'll tell anybody spread the word because we have some of the best guests that give us game. I had on Shirley Cashin. So when you start talking about the red line, oh yeah, we got in depth with
Okay.
that. So
Nice.
and she used to work in the White House. She used to work in the
Mm,
White House. So
nice.
we give y'all game, people. And right now we gave y'all game on this beautiful Tuesday.
Amen.
So anybody who's listening to the replay, anybody who's decided to listen or watch and see things, here it is. section, section 3. Like I'm still tore up on that one. I'm just
You gotta go research it. Just go read about it. Go on
yeah.
our website. Look at that stuff. Look at what we saying. Look at what we doing.
I
And just say,
am, and I'm
Chase
gonna
know
sign
about
up.
it. Yeah.
Listen,
Chase know
I'm
about the
gonna sign
section
up
3. We got to
because I
find
mean,
out how to get that. Because that's your
yeah,
money. That ain't no
yeah,
that's
yeah.
government contract. That's your money.
So I am,
Chilling.
and I'm gonna sign up. I'm definitely signing up to you. So everybody who are looking out for the tour, I already told you the tour is coming. We already had it across the screen. I think our producers are gonna bring it across one more time. Y'all make sure y'all join the community. There go the text message. So you call that number 202-918-4947. Call that number and join the community, y'all. And everything can
Absolutely.
start putting up because I guarantee that text message is going to come up. So once again, thank you so much for joining me here on the show. I appreciate it. Love, I appreciate it. You are
Thank
welcome
you
to
for
the
having me,
family.
OT. It's a
I was
pleasure.
talking. Listen, thank you. I enjoyed every bit of this conversation. Okay,
Absolutely. So did
message,
I.
y'all. Message. Yes, yes,
Message,
yes. So
y'all. Bye.
let's.
Come on with it, OT.
Well, look, enjoy the rest of your day.
I will.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be chatting with you very, very soon. I might end up seeing you again real fast. But yeah,
All
thank
right,
you
you
so
guys
much.
have a good night.
All right. Oh, good show. Good show. Once again, we had a good show. I told y'all, this is what we do here on the OT Radio Show. I loved every minute of it. If you want to catch the replays, y'all can go ahead and catch the replays. OT Radio Show 1 on YouTube. I appreciate it. She had me on here. Listen, make sure y'all go check her out. R.W. Jones, the welfare escape artist. But it's not just that. She gave us details on a whole lot of things. So I want y'all to keep on watching. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all do these things because we're going to keep on bringing you good content. We're going to keep on bringing good things for y'all to see. And hey, if you got a story or you got something that you want to share, make sure you hit me up. You can hit me up on all social media platforms. Make sure you hit me up. And hey, story good. We want to have you on. Let's talk about it. But thank you for watching, and we will see y'all again here on the show. Thank y'all. Peace. Wow. Good show. Good show. Good show.